with what's been happening in Australia. For someone like yourself, where would you recommend someone like ourselves, our viewers, our listeners, to recommend to? Is there a specific organisation over in Australia that the money would definitely go to? Who would need the help? Is there a specific?
I think the Red Cross foundations and the Salvos, I think they're the ones, they're the organisations that will actually get the money to the people that are actually required and will actually need the support. I think the biggest thing for especially in the bushfire and the bushfire appeals, it's not what's going to happen in the next 3 months and 6 months. Whole communities are going to have to be rebuilt. So, and that's going to take years and years and years. And that's going to take a big policy change from, I suppose, government and how the government reacts. And we've got a 3-tiered government system in Australia as well. Right. But I think the biggest support that you can actually give to those communities is in most probably 2, 3, 4 years time is actually what we've been encouraged to do as Australians is actually get back into those communities and spend money within those communities. Okay. Because when you start spending money within those communities, they'll distribute the funds. They'll get to employ people.
Yes.
They'll keep people within the communities, because the hardest thing in Australia in general is the support of rural communities and keeping people in the country. We're all going to very centralised populations, whether it's in the big cities, whether it's Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane.
Yes.
But to keep people in those rural communities, I think, is very important. And the one thing you can do from a support point of view is actually go visit those communities, stay within those communities when you come to Australia. The big draw card is always Sydney and Melbourne, but yes. When people come out to the Barossa or go into the Adelaide Hills, their money that comes in and their money that gets spent, basically triples in the economy, because it gets spent in that business that will then spend it within the community, and then the community will spend it again.
Yes.
Going forward. So that's really where the support is going to come from, and it's most probably not this year or the next year, especially hopefully my wife's not listening and she won't hold me to this, but definitely most probably in two years' time,
sure.
Get back onto Kangaroo Island, if we can do it earlier than that. But there's a lot of rebuilding to be done there, but to support our local community and going there and actually visiting and spending some of our money there and on the island, on the community, and they'll work their way through it, and just to show that they have the support of people, I think is really important.
Oh, brilliant. It's always good to give back, isn't it?